I'm here with the number one pound-for-pound fighter on planet Earth, Kamaru Usman, main event against Colby Covington this weekend. How different is this fight going to look in your opinion? You guys have moved to different camps since then. He's getting looks at MMA Masters, both of you, in, I guess, in more intimate environments in terms of your coaching.
I think it's the only difference is going to be if he's prepared to go to that place with me. That'll be the only difference. I think over time, in this sport, you just get two guys that, no matter what the training is, no matter what's going on, they just want to fight each other. And I think that's what this fight symbolizes. And I think, yeah, if he did his homework, it's going to be a spectacular fight. If he didn't, it's going to be a short night.
Do you almost not want to do that? Do you almost want to have a strategy going in that does not let the emotions kind of take over?
That's part of being in the place where I am right now. With the coaching and the knowledge that I've acquired in this sport, I'm just free right now. I'm free as long as I listen to my coaches and and I just go out there and do what we've trained. The results will come.
Now, he tried to make it pretty personal out there during this press conference, but you've heard this guy talk so much trash over the years. Does it just almost like in one ear, out the next?
They're all like that. He's not the first guy. The last guy said, "Oh yeah, give me 6 weeks. The only reason you want is because I took it on 6 days. Give me 6 weeks." They all say certain things because that's what they that helps them, that builds them up. The thing that's going to be crushing for him is, like I've said, in the era where he existed, he has to live with the fact that there was somebody that was better than him. How is he going to deal with that?
That's a pretty cutting thing to say about somebody. It reminds me of Jordan and Olajuwon. Like Olajuwon, to me, is like a top 5, 10 player of all time. And he was just in the wrong era.
Exactly. And, he's going to have to just realize that the hard way.
But do you think Covington's that good? Like, if you were not here, he'd be the champion?
I think he's a great fighter. Great fighter. I even go as far as put him in the top 15 welterweights of all time. I think, he works hard. He's a great competitor. He comes ready all the time. And, he's got that great gas tank everybody loves to talk about, So, I think he's a great competitor. But as a person, I just think, what does that say about your integrity if you had to be that character in order to get any type of notoriety?
You're actually in a great era of welterweights. We look at Woodley and the guys that he fought. There was no real juice to it. But when you look at who you've been able to have as your adversaries, Masvidal, when he hits lightning in a bottle, you fight him twice. Covington, rematch with him, grudge matches. Are you happy that you're in this current era of welterweights where all of these fights are big fights for you?
I am. I think, not just them being big fights. I think it's the level of competition. Having to step inside the cage for 5 rounds with the scariest submission expert we've ever seen, Damian Maia, and a former champion that never quits in Rafael Dos Anjos, and a powerful champion like Tyron Woodley, and then, a slick fighter like George Masvidal, and then a teammate whom you started this journey with in Gilbert Burns. It's been a special road. I've been blessed with all the challenges that I've had, and this one is special as well.
It seems like right when you became champion, all these great fights just started to accumulate, and I think the next big one is Khamzat. Are you cheering for this guy to succeed? Because the more that this guy does, and he's breaking these social media records, the bigger that fight eventually is if you are still competing at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, he's done the best that he can do with the opposition he's been presented with, and more power to him.
We talked for so many years about how long it took you to claw at that top 15 and then eventually become the champion. He's, doing it so quickly. 4 fights, quick fights. Does it annoy you to see a guy ascend so quickly when you had to really claw at your position in the division?
No, absolutely not. One of the things that I learned early is that, God creates different paths for different people to strengthen them in different ways. And, if this was a path that God created for me, I'm thankful because I'm still here.
I want to know if you have the same answer as I do. When you moved to Trevor Whitman's, what do you think is the most improved element of your game? Because I have an answer, and I'd like to hear if you have the same one.
Well, I'm the one who has to step in there, and knowing all the knowledge that I've acquired over my career, I would say it's balance. A lot of people don't put enough emphasis on balance and angles and technique. I would say that because it's not like when I was down there with Henry Hooft, the best foundation that I could have, the best place I would have went to learn those foundation. There's a lot of elite fighters right now that still don't know how to block a kick or check a kick or take a punch. Being able to be down there with Henry Hoof, I was able to learn all that. But now I'm just fine-tuning those intricate details to where I can be free in there.
Well, my answer is kind of similar. It's precision. It just seems like you're a
Absolutely.
lot more precise, and your shots have that much more impact because of how much more you're putting into it mentally with picking those shots.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're in agreement, sir. Best of luck. UFC 268 main event. Yourself, Colby Covington, the rematch. Always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.